Chosen decided to do a publicity stunt today, and on social media, on their Facebook page and other outlets, they posted these pictures of their billboards that were defaced. In big letters, it said Chosensux.com, S-U-X. And then on the lower half of one, it said binge salad gross. If you did a search for Chosensux.com, it opened up to a website that said thechosenisnotgood.com. And it said that a video would play in a few hours. It had a live stream countdown. I think my recollection when I clicked on it, it was about 4 or 5 hours until this big video for the person who tagged or defaced these billboards to show their true colors. So when the video finally was released or shown, what it was a marketing ploy by The Chosen to get people to watch the show. And the video is a parody on the devil trying to convince people not to watch the show. And then it goes on to boast about all the things that The Chosen is.
Hello, class. Welcome to hell. Chalk here sounds like fingernails. The erasers sound like Nickelback. But you know what's even worse? This high-quality TV series about Jesus called The Chosen. Today's lecture, how do we discredit it? How do we shut it down? And most of all, how do we stop watching it?
I know, right?
Know the trick.
There's something below hell?
Aside from the superb acting and beautiful visuals, the worst part about The Chosen is that they depict Jesus and his followers as real people.
Gross.
People with a sense of humor.
One of the rooms is haunted by my dead grandmother.
Oh, I'll take that one.
People who disagree with each other.
Big deal.
Big deal? Showing them as real people is the opposite of what I've been trying to do. Opposite.
Yo, El Diablo, how do we stop these people from watching it?
Angel Studios made the app free, meaning that you could binge the first 2 seasons right now. But don't!
What about the old Bible videos where Jesus had an English accent?
Seriously. We had a good run up there with unrelatable Jesuses. Judgmental Jesus, British Jesus, rockstar Jesus, and this guy. But this Jesus with an actual personality is a real pain in my satanic butt. Here's the plan. Convince the public that watching The Chosen will feel more like a Sunday school video and less like the high-end streaming epic it actually is.
It's so good. In a bad way.
If you could just sort of hop in there.
Yeah, no problem.
Another hindrance to our goal is its credibility. The Chosen series currently holds 100% on Rotten Tomatoes and 9.6 out of 10 on IMDb. That's higher than Breaking Bad, which is freaking bad for us.
The Chosen has over 250,000 5-star reviews.
Hey y'all, check this out. Powerful without being preachy.
This one says, worth every minute of your time.
Worth every minute of your time.
I am rejected by others.
I know. But not by the Messiah.
Gosh, it's stupid.
I actually don't think it's stupid.
What?
It makes me want to be more like that Jesus guy.
Not again. What have we learned?
Do not download the Chosen app, even though Angel Studios made it free and super easy to access the Chosen. Go Satan!
I don't think this is a very convincing mantra.
All right, now turn to page 666. How to get...
Up until the video debuted, in other words, when the live stream was just ticking away, waiting for the video to come out, many people on The Chosen's Facebook page and other social media platforms were posting comments like this. That's the enemy hard at work. We got to pray for the ones who did this, as hard or as easy as it is. The world will hate you, for they hated me. This is evil. There are a lot of sick liberals in this country. It's a badge of honor. So they departed from the presence of the council, rejoicing they were counted worthy to suffer shame for his name. Acts 5, verse 41. Looks like the font is finger painted. Could be real, but I doubt it. I agree with Derek Hansen. And then below that, we have persecution 101. At the bottom, hashtag persecution. Thanks for spreading the gospel anyway. And finally, this is real, not funny, once you realize this is the same guy going around defacing several of them. 5 at least was my latest count. And then she gives a link to expressnews.com. So I think you get the gist of it. Most people thought it was some form of an attack or persecution. I only saw, and I didn't read all 5,000, but I only saw a few comments where anyone even raised a red flag, like, So these kind of comments were posted all day long on social media about this alleged attack against the Chosen's billboards. When a few people finally figured out what was going on once they watched the video, there were posts that started to show up on Facebook about how the followers were upset that they had been manipulated. Here's some of the comments. The Chosen. Not cool to mislead people with inauthentic marketing ploys when the show you created depicts a beautiful, authentic relationship with Jesus. Duping people is what the enemy does for attention, not God. Not okay, y'all. To the Chosen. I just wish when you all would start controversy like this, that you would make your viewers know it's you starting it. This is obviously a ploy to get non-believers to watch The Chosen. Better hope no one spills the beans that y'all put these billboards up yourselves. The Chosen. Love the show, but this little publicity stunt is not okay, in my opinion. So divisive and misleading. Very disappointing. And then someone else agreed. Okay, this comment is a little long. I'm going to show it in 2 parts so you can see the words. Have you tried going to the website? It is literally a satire ad for the show. Creepy, underhanded advertising that almost turns me against the show, except that I have so enjoyed it. I choose to ignore this grotesque use of gaslighting and assume, notice how the word assume is spelt, assume the producers have nothing to do with it, and the people who do are precisely the people that turn others away from Christ every single day. Of course, reading the comments here, it's obvious nobody bothered to dig to the bottom, simply reacting to a photo and willfully choosing to give evil credit on the most simplistic of levels. The eternal willing cry of threatened #victim. Love the show a lot. Actually, not a fan of their marketing. Me neither. It's sad how many people think this is all real and will likely get upset about this staged vandalism. This just seems like too extreme of a way to draw attention to your show. But I guess the person in charge didn't think much through. I think the Chosen team has something to tell us about this. Am I wrong? I visited the website and everything looks like it is a reverse psychology advertising for not believers. I think it's non-believers. I'm so sorry to see this happening, and I hope to be absolutely wrong, but I do not agree with this concept. Jesus never used reverse psychology to reach out to people. What a great disappointment. Again, I hope to be wrong. So you guys are defacing your own billboards to try to drum up publicity? That's what someone said in the group, the Chosen Fan Club. It kind of put you guys in a bad light if that's what you were doing. I really like The Chosen and I want to keep liking it. But if you were doing something like this, it kind of sounds shady. I would like a statement from whomever thought this was tasteful or a good idea. What a total waste of money that was spent on beautiful advertising. I am a big Chosen fan. This, my friends, wasn't entertaining, thoughtful, good stewards of money, and it makes a mockery out of figures associated with Christ. Why? Stay on the side of God, people, not with deception. Why would you associate yourselves with such advertising? Ephesians 5:11, and have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them. Sorry, but spiritually, this stinks to high hell. And finally, I hate this marketing campaign, specifically a demon that ascends to heaven in the video. It may be an ad, but this is dangerous doctrine to even joke about. And then he goes on to quote Luke 16 with the rich man and Lazarus, where the rich man could not cross over because the chasm is fixed. So I won't read the whole thing, but that's what he's referring to in the Bible. And in the video that The Chosen posted in their marketing stunt, remember, the girl who is a demon that says she started watching The Chosen ascends into heaven. So he's right. It's a demon that's ascending into heaven. Very demonic. This was an article in the San Antonio Express News. It said, manipulative, San Antonio. The Chosen billboard defaced for apparent marketing ploy. The article basically tells you about what The Chosen did, or they believe The Chosen did, and the mysterious website, and that they tried to get a comment from Angel Studios to no avail. But this paragraph caught my attention. The Chosen's official Facebook page posted another similarly defaced billboard. Several people who commented on the post were angry that the billboard had been vandalized. Others were angry with the show and its producers. This morning, April 13th, I saw this on the Facebook feed. This is from The Chosen. As you may have heard, these billboards are one part of a larger marketing campaign that launched yesterday. At the beginning of our live stream tonight at 8:30 Eastern Time, Dallas will give you the scoop on what's behind it. The devil really? In the meantime, here's the launch of the ad campaign. This is that update, the live stream that The Chosen published later that evening. Notice how Dallas Jenkins never apologizes for the actual deception for defacing the billboards and the bait-and-switch marketing ploy to attract people to watch The Chosen. No, there was never an apology for that. In fact, Daryl Eves and Dallas Jenkins doubled down on how that's how they're going to reach Generation Z. But notice his apology, or his heartfelt asking for forgiveness, was because he didn't include his fan base in that deception. I wanted to show this in its entirety. And notice Daryl Eves' story at Chick-fil-A. Perfect timing to justify using these kinds of tactics or schemes to draw people to the authentic Jesus.
Some billboards that have been up for a couple of weeks and promoting The Chosen all over the country. And then yesterday, there was what appeared to be defaced billboards, where all of the billboards around the country were defaced with jokes about how you shouldn't watch The Chosen. It was, a bit of this reverse psychology. Think of the Chick-fil-A ads where you see billboards of cows trying to get people to eat more chicken. And so that was kind of the thought behind it, leading into the launch yesterday of a video, an advertisement, a 4 or 5 minute marketing ad where we see Satan in hell with demons trying to get us, trying to stop The Chosen, trying to come up with a clever strategy to get people to stop watching The Chosen because it's having so much impact. This is part of our attempt to, or our passion to reach 1 billion people with the authentic Jesus. And to do that, we have to reach new audiences, people who've been skeptical of the show, people who haven't heard about the show, people who are going to now be intrigued and interested in. And to that extent, we're already seeing a tremendous response from some people who previously were not wanting to watch the show. And we're going to talk about that in just a moment, give you some examples. But people who hadn't seen the show yet, or who were skeptical of it, or thought it was just a typical type of show, and now, having seen the ad, seeing the billboards and whatnot, are very intrigued and wanting to watch it. However, in the process of doing that, we made a big mistake. I made a big mistake. And I want to apologize to you who are watching who saw those billboards, is a core, passionate, loyal fan of the show, and felt defensive of the show. And that's one of the things that makes you so great, is your passion for the show and your passion to protect the show. And didn't know that this was us, didn't know that this was part of a marketing campaign. And the reason you didn't know is because we didn't tell you. And we told you too late. And in retrospect, and last night, I was up very late, stressed about the fact that I screwed up. And there's no excuse for it. And I want to give you my heart on the matter with a sincere apology, which I know might be surprising, because typically when something happens in The Chosen that some people disagree with, we're okay with it. So we explain it, but typically our explanation is a defense of why we did it. And we, I'm just giving you more clarity on it. In this case, I want to give you some clarity, but I also want to, more than that, and first off, apologize, because I was wrong. I genuinely ask for your forgiveness in this case. I didn't include you early enough. We should have told you from the beginning of what we were planning to do, and that the billboards being defaced were ours, so that that period of time where you were confused or surprised or shocked or upset, that didn't end up making you feel like we were trying to trick you. We were not at all trying to trick you. We were not trying to play with your emotions or anything. This was solely directed towards a new audience, the audience that hadn't seen the show yet, trying to get them intrigued. And in the process, we overlooked you, our most important partner. And that was wrong. And I didn't see that yesterday until yesterday afternoon and evening, and realized I screwed up sincerely. And I really, really regret, and I'm sorry for the fact that you weren't part of this campaign with us from the beginning. Now, to be clear, you might be thinking, even if I was part of it, I didn't like it. Even if I was part of it, I don't agree with the campaign and the approach and using the devil and using the defacement. I just don't agree with it. We've heard some of those comments as well. And that's fine. I respect that and don't want to dismiss that at all either. But we're excited about the campaign. We do believe and have seen already evidence that new audiences are really intrigued by the ads and are intrigued by the show and want to start watching the show. And that's okay. We oftentimes do things that there's a measurable amount of people who disagree with us. But in this case, you who were surprised and confused by what was going on, that should not have happened. And we normally want you involved with us in the spreading of the word. And we didn't involve you early enough. And that was wrong, period. And so I don't have an excuse for it. I don't want to give too much context behind it. I just want to tell you I'm sorry. And it genuinely was not our intent, and we missed the boat. And so moving forward with the campaign, I know that you might be thinking, well, I'm not going to be part of this campaign at all. I don't want to share it. I don't want to spread the word about it. I get it. That's fine. And we would never want you to do something that you're not comfortable with. But before we do that, I want to just tell you that we were wrong, and I apologize for that. So I hope that is clear. Now, what I do want to share briefly, and I'm going to bring on Daryl Eves, who's my partner. Daryl, come on and have a seat. Nice shirt, Daryl.
Okay.
So last night you experienced something that actually exemplifies the heart of the campaign in general. Again, to be clear, this doesn't take away from the fact that we were wrong to not include you in this. And you and I have talked about it.
Right.
We share the heart on this, that we were wrong. But I do want to give you clarity on our intention for the campaign as a whole and how this campaign is going to play out over the next couple of months. Why don't you share with us what happened last night?
Yeah, so we had team meetings all day yesterday, and I was getting a little bit later, wanted to go to dinner, so you have to go to Chick-fil-A when you go to dinner, at least I do.
Ironically enough, Chick-fil-A, one of the inspirations for our campaign.
Yeah, so me and a team member were sitting down for dinner, and I wanted to show him the ad because he hadn't seen the ad. It just barely came out. and we started to play it. And we just had a father and son sitting next to us in the booth adjacent to us. And he stopped us and he goes, "Hey, that's not very smart to have the devil in an ad. What do you guys do?" And I kind of stopped the ad, explained about the Chosen, about the life of Jesus Christ. And he goes, yeah, I don't know if that's the smartest idea to do a devil campaign in the Bible Belt. and I laughed. And we just started to play the ad. And right then and there, his teenage son came up and around and started watching the ad. It was laughing at the jokes, was engaged with it, and says, "Dad, could we actually download this app? This actually sounds pretty cool." And we actually had this really in-depth conversation for about an hour about Jesus, the authentic Jesus. And this dad poured out his heart about his teenage sons, especially his 21-year-old, that really felt disconnected of who Jesus really is and this authentic Jesus. And we had this really, really in-depth conversation. I started to share clips of the show of The Chosen, and it really was an uplifting moment. Now, this morning, I actually got a text message from the dad. They downloaded the app in Chick-fil-A, and they started to binge watch the show.
And they've seen the first 3 episodes.
The first 3 episodes of the show. And for me, I just want to be clear. This rising generation, it's really important that we pull them in to see an authentic Jesus. And this marketing strategy of this reverse psychology is one of the most effective ways to pull that Generation Z in, to grab their attention. And that's what it did last night. And I know that's going to do it in multiple ways with different people that are not necessarily seeing The Chosen through the lens of how we see it.
Yeah, we had a mom who commented and said, "My teenager grabbed the phone from me when she started seeing the ad and was laughing and was more interested in the show." And I think that a key point is for us to reach 1 billion people, it involves many different kinds of audiences. And one of the things that's in the ad, the feature of the ad, is the devil wrestling with the fact that this Jesus that we're portraying is authentic and impacting people. And he's like, it's different from the other Jesuses that have been portrayed in movies and TV that were keeping people from knowing the authentic Jesus. So the whole point of it is to spotlight what is unique and different about The Chosen. So we just wanted to make sure that you at least knew moving forward what our heart was in this campaign and what our goal is, and what happened last night was exactly the goal.
And sometimes when we're a little too close to it too, we get into this little vacuum chamber. Yeah. And what I love about this campaign, it's a little bit differently. We're thinking outside the box, but we're hitting new eyeballs in a unique way of really bringing them in to see an authentic Jesus. So I'm really excited about this.
Yeah. So Angel Studios, our distributor, and us, and then the ad company that we worked with on it, came together a few months ago, and all of us are really passionate about what this is going to do and how many people this is going to bring in. So I just want to let you know that. So thanks for sharing the studio. Thanks for sharing that story. So again, that doesn't change what we just said. Does not change what I wanted to make very clear, which is that regardless of the impact of the campaign, regardless of what we may have, any disagreement we may have about what we're doing, we were wrong to not at least inform you early on. So even if you disagreed with what we were doing, you at least knew where we were coming from, what our heart was, and could avoid being confused. And I'm sorry about that. So with that, I want to get into episodes 7 and 8.
2 Corinthians 4, verses 1 and 2. Seeing we have this ministry, as we have received mercy, we faint not, but have renounced the hidden things of dishonesty, not walking in craftiness, nor handling the word of God deceitfully, but by a manifestation of the truth, commending ourselves to every man's conscience in the sight of God. 1 Thessalonians chapter 2, verses 3 through 5. For our exhortation was not of deceit, nor of uncleanness, nor in guile. The word guile there means trickery or deception. But as we were allowed of God to be put in trust with the gospel, even so we speak, not as pleasing men, but God, which trieth our hearts. For neither at any time used we flattering words, as you know, nor a cloak of covetousness. God is witness. 2 Corinthians 6, verse 3, giving no offense in anything, that the ministry be not blamed. And I am by no means saying that The Chosen has a ministry. In fact, I believe it's blasphemous and it's a counterfeit Christ. But there are principles in Scripture where we're not to use deception or underhanded tactics to draw people to Christ. And just as a final update, comments like these kept coming in on The Chosen's social media. You, The Chosen marketing department, and ultimately Dallas Jenkins stooped on this one. Maybe a clever stunt, but not appropriate for what you want to represent. Too many of your fans were duped into believing it was true vandalism. People unfamiliar with The Chosen may be intrigued to watch it now, and fans may become all the more devoted. Great marketing, but all through deception. Signed, a disappointed, rethinking The Chosen fan.
Angel Studios made it free and super easy to access The Chosen.
Go Satan! I don't think this is a very convincing mantra.